Hey gardeners, thanks for stopping by my channel. I'm really glad you're here. Oh, are you ready for spring? I think we all are. It's mid-February here, coming towards upper mid-February, and we're just ready for spring. I know some of you probably are having signs of spring. I'm in zone 6B and I'm having some signs of spring, but anyway, I'm just ready, I think, like we all are. Some of you may still be under snow, so anyway, just keep hanging in there. I'm going to take you in my greenhouse and we're going to sow some cup and saucer vine seeds. I had kind of decided, I put them back in the back of my seed storage bin, and I had kind of decided I was not going to grow them again this year. They did really well. The vines did really well. They flowered towards the end of the growing season, which is late summer, early fall. But it just seemed like it took forever to get the few blooms that I had. I think I had maybe 8 blooms on probably 4 vines. So that was not a real good return on my effort and taking up real estate in my garden. So that's why I had kind of decided not to plant them again. But I saw a little post on Instagram from Florette, and someone had shared with her that you need to start your seeds earlier than you think in order to get more blooms. So last year I started my seeds around mid-March, when I start, most of my warm season annuals. Cup and saucer vine is a tender annual, but if you start it earlier, then like I said, you will get more blooms. So I'm like, duh, okay, I didn't know that. Thank you, Florette, and whoever passed that on to her. So I'm about a month earlier than I was last year starting them. They're just going to hang out under my grow lights. And I hear my son-in-law coming, I think. Or no, it's the FedEx man. Yay! Hey! All right. So they're just going to hang out under my grow lights. I'm going to have to pot them up, once again, and just let them hang out until it is time, because like I said, they are a tender vine. In fact, last year I planted out, I think was maybe 2 or 3 vines, and the frost, we had like a little surprise frost and it zapped them. So I was fortunate that I had sowed about 8 seeds, so I had some extra in the grow lights hanging out. And when it got a little bit warmer, I just replanted. Put mine in a container and I let mine grow up on my little faux porch that's in my garden. It grew up on a post. They can grow up to 70 feet tall. They're hardy in zones 9 and up. So if you live in those super warm zones, they're going to be a perennial for you. But you can keep them size controlled, which I did. This year, I think I'm going to plant mine on an obelisk somewhere in one of my garden beds and just let them kind of do their thing. So let's head into the greenhouse and sow these seeds, plant these seeds. Okay, so this is what we're going to be sowing here. Let me see if I can get it in focus. Cup and saucer vine, Cathedral Bells, also known as Cathedral Bells. Cobea scandens, maybe, is the botanical name or the Latin name. Anyway, it says they bloom midsummer to frost, and like I said, that's what I found out, but I only got the few blooms on my vines. Because we're starting these, a good month earlier, we should get more blooms. So what I did last year, and I did it again this year, I soaked my seeds overnight in a little ceramic dish here, and I can maybe tip the camera just a little bit more and show you. It's not wanting to do it. There we are. Can you see those? Okay. And I'm going to use this Organics Mechanics seed starting mix. I've never used this one before. Let me know if you've used this, if you like it. And I think I got it at my local co-op. So my greenhouse is in the process of being painted on the inside. So it's quite a mess, and I'm limited on space here. Oh, I think I like that. Let me show you. You like the looks of that? I think I like it. It says peat-free, earth-friendly, retains moisture, mom-approved, biology inside, organic, premium ingredients. It's got a little bit of nitrogen in it. You can see there the numbers. So anyway, I think I like it. And I'm going to pot these seeds up because they're a larger seed and they're going to need to even be potted up probably one more time from this. But because they're a larger seed, they can just hang out in here and handle that. So let's see if I can judge how much I need. Let me see if I can move this a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And you can see I already have some, this is the soil blocker starting mix, and it's hanging out here because it was left over. So I don't want to, try not to get the two mixed up. We'll see if I am able to do that or not. All right, so I'm gonna wet this down just a little bit. And before my hands get all messy, let me make a tag. And let me see if I can find where my tags are. So I'm just gonna use a leftover. This is leftover from last year from Dahlias. I'll just use the other side. This is a garden marker, which is waterproof. It's a great marker. Okay, so we're just gonna say cup and saucer vine. And the date, which is 2/16/22, the day before my birthday. All right. So I always take my hand trowel and you just mix up the soil, whatever, so that I won't get completely. But I'm thinking I really like this seed starting mix. Yeah, I think I really like it. A little bit more. My hands are going to end up getting messy anyway because I want to show you the consistency we need, which I'm sure you've seen many, many times from other gardeners. You probably know yourself the consistency you want when you wet your seed starting mix. It's holding together, but there's no moisture coming out. That's what I like. So I think we're pretty good. So I'm going to fill these pots. Probably don't need to fill them super duper full. And I only have 4 seeds left out of my packet from last year. I will pinch them back when they get, I think it says on the seed packet, pinch back tips to encourage branching and achieve desired height. So, yeah. Anyway, but you know, that comes later when you're pinching back. You don't want to do that too soon. You just let them grow. Oh, I got way too much soil here. I'm usually fairly good at judging. And I know you're not seeing my face because I've got a small tripod right here. So let me set my tray out of the way and not knock over my seed starting mix. So I have the seeds in here in the water, and they're a good sized seed. They get a little slimy when they're wet. Sorry about my dirty hands. But you can see the pointy, they have a little pointed side. So when you plant these seeds, you don't want to lay them flat. You want to have them vertically, right? Is that vertically? Yes, horizontally, vertically. And so you want to have them vertically, and you want to just stick them down in the soil, leaving the tip just sticking out of the soil. Okay, and I can just barely see that tip, and I'm not sure you can see it in the camera, but I can barely see that tip. So that's how I want it, and that little pointy side I'm planting up, leaving on the upper side. Yep. Can you see that little tip there? Right there. I'll just let them hang out on this tray. I'll bottom water them. and put them on a heat mat. I will probably put a little dome over top just to give them a little humidity and till they sprout. And once they sprout, you take your dome off because your dome can cause your seedlings to die. Get too much humidity in there. And then you remove them from your heat mat and put them under grow lights. And they hang out there until the weather has warmed up. You would plant them the same time you would like your tomato plants, peppers and things. They're a warm season crop, warm season flower. Well, that's basically all there is to planting the cup and saucer vine, and I hope you'll give them a try because, like I said, the vines grew beautifully, and the blooms are very lovely and very magical and very sweet, and they were worth it. It was worth growing the vines because it really wasn't in taking up, it wasn't in my way. The vines were not in my way. They were in a container, in a pot, and growing up that post, so they weren't really in my way. And once you see them, they start off with a little pod type thing, and then they open up to the bloom. And when you see that pod, it is so exciting. It's like, oh well, here they're going to bloom after all. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please if you would, like this video and share it. If you haven't subscribed, if you happen to come across my channel, just please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. That would help me out so much. And spring is coming, guys. Hang in there. Alrighty, well, have a great day. Happy gardening, and we will see you in the next video.